Hi, this is Thalia MK at Law 2.0 Conference Dubai Winter 2022, and I have with me Mr. Aliff Fazelbhoy. He is a senior partner at ALMT Legal, and he was also awarded for outstanding leadership. First of all, congratulations to you and to your team. Tell us about ALMT Legal.
Thank you. ALMT Legal is an Indian law firm. Despite my color, I'm from India, made in India, and we have offices in different cities in India. A full service law firm with 20 plus partners and 80 plus lawyers. I'm based in the Mumbai office, one of the senior most people in the Mumbai office, actually possibly the senior most person in the office. I head the M&A, employment and tax practice in the firm.
Thank you, sir. So tell us that you being a lawyer, how you see the law or the lawyer's advancement from the era or the time you started off and when you see the young lawyers right now. What are the positives and what are the negatives according to you?
Oh, there's been an amazing change. I remember when I first started in a small law firm, we had the manual typewriters and the typists who would type everything and you made a correction, he had to type the whole page again. There were no computers, there were no cell phones, there was no internet. And you can't imagine the environment we grew up in. But that also made us read a lot more, to be much more focused, because it's not now, okay, you can make 100 drafts and you just change a few letters here and there. But our drafting had to be very good, because otherwise the typist would not type the whole thing again and it would result in delays to the client. So I think it really helped me to become a much better lawyer, because I had to take that extra effort that my first draft was really good. And now for the change, of course, I think the positives are, of course, technology has been an amazing, amazing tool. I mean, I don't see very well, so with the technology and the ability to increase the fonts and to make big sizes, it's a great help. Young lawyers, I think they've lost the ability to read a lot because of the internet. They just Google everything and they say, oh, I got the answer from Google. I mean, that's not the answer. You're a lawyer. You get the answer from a law book, not from Google. I mean, Google is an enabler, it's a helper, it's a tool, but it's not your starting point.
Amazing, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, as being a lawyer and receiving an honorary award for it at a conference for and being acknowledged for your accomplishments, tell us what do you think are attributes for a good lawyer, and how can you advise the young lawyers about it?
Well, the obvious attribute, the first attribute of a good lawyer is to know the law. Because if you don't know the law, you cannot be a good lawyer. And know the law is not just textbook knowledge. It's not, a lot of people think they know the law and they advise thinking they know the law, but they actually don't. Because laws keep changing, new laws come, new judgments come, so you have to keep abreast. So that's the obvious and the first attribute to being a good lawyer. Second is you need to understand the issue at hand. A person comes to you because they have a problem. Unless you listen to them and understand the problem, how do you advise them? I mean, I've seen lawyers, you go and meet someone, and before the client says two sentences, the advice is given to you. But I mean, first listen to the client, listen to his problem, understand his problem, and then give the advice.
I think
So,
biggest problem with our generation, I would say, is we are so tend to remembering what to answer rather than listening and concentrating before the answer. And please, sir, also add on as you are receiving an award for leadership, what are the attributes for good leader?
I think mentoring is one of the most important attributes. You need to mentor your juniors to become good lawyers. They've all come with a lot of theoretical knowledge, great marks, great CVs, but to put that into practice, they need a lot of mentoring. And then you got to identify, everyone has got plus points and minus points. Nobody is a perfect person. So you need to identify people's plus points. You need to encourage them to use it to the benefit of the firm and the clients. And you need to recognize their weak points and help them overcome it. So it's an all-round skill to being a good leader. And then lastly, you need to be approachable. People should feel comfortable coming to you for guidance. Not that, oh, how can I approach? He's the senior partner, he'll scream at me. No, that's not how it should be. You need to make people feel welcome, to feel a part of the organization, to feel comfortable, and then they will grow.
I also think so that as you said, being mentor and being available, being welcoming is very important. When there is a leader or a boss, everybody have respect for them. But with that respect, the leaders or the bosses expect you to fear them. But when you are fearing them in such fields, especially being a lawyer, where as you said, laws are changing, you need to also, for example, some knowledge you will be having or some knowledge they'll be having. So there should be an exchange of information and education. That's a really good point, sir. Tell us what is your advice and what do you think is essential to keep the clients happy?
Well, I think clients are your biggest asset because one happy client will refer you to many more. One unhappy client will refer you negatively to even more people. So it's not just getting the client. The key is to keep the client happy. And as I said, firstly, understand what the client wants. Then give him practical advice. If you just give him the law, he can look at the law on the internet and he'll get the law. But you need to apply the law to the particular issue and give him a solution to the problem. And thirdly is your deliverables. If you've committed a deadline, stick to it. And clients expect you to respond to value their time just as they value your time. So if you tell the client, I'll revert by end of the week, make sure you revert by end of the week. Or if you can't, please keep them informed. Yes.
Thank you. That's a really good advice. As you are now at a pedestal of receiving an international award, like it's a leadership award where people from all over the globe are here for all the different achievements they have attained in different professions or in different countries, different nationals. Tell us what is the advice of should or shouldn't you want to give to the young lawyers?
Well, I think there's no substitute for hard work. Unless you work hard, you will not rise in the long term. In the short term, you may, based on your contacts or your CV or your marks, but ultimately, hard work is the first thing. Humility is the other thing. You may have been a first ranker, but if you're not humble or you don't have humility, very soon people will get disenchanted with your academics. So it's humility, it's hard work. And then, of course, you need a little bit of that extra edge to grow. But it's a very, very competitive world out there. Don't get overwhelmed by it. There's a space for everyone to grow and do well.
Thank you so much for your time. And before you leave, I would like to know, as you are at Money Law 2.0 conference, tell us what was your learning and networking experience has been. And if anybody all around the world, there are many people who are going to watch it and would want to collaborate with you or want to have your advice, how they can reach you.
I think it's been nice to have so many different topics at the same place so you can meet people from different fields. I think the panel discussions have been very good. And Dubai is a great place. I love coming to Dubai. I think my contacts could be from LinkedIn or from our website, I think you just put in my name and you should hopefully get the contacts. The technology should work. I hope so.
Thank you so much for your time and congratulations again. As he said, if you want to be a leader or if you want to be a boss, of course there are the barriers or there are the rules of respect. There are the rules when it comes to being able to understand and respect the authority, but also be welcoming if you want to grow. And this goes both ways, also for the young lawyers or the young employees and the employer or the boss or the lawyer himself. Thank you so much for educating us. Thank you so much for informing us how this works and what are the tips for the young lawyers. Hope to see you around. And this is Talia MK signing off.